Welcome to Winchester Insider. Today, we're talking about the transfer station.
Welcome to Winchester's transfer station. We're here today with Nick Parley, the manager of the transfer station. Did I get that right?
Yep.
So we wanted to pick your brain a little bit about the transfer station. What's changed recently?
Yep.
How's the license plate scanning system working? And we wanted to get your perspective on, different things that you want people to know about.
Yep. Let's start with the license plate reader. It's working well. It's a lot easier for our staff than physically applying a sticker to your car. But I would like the residents to know that even though the camera is 99.9% accurate, we may occasionally stop you and ask to see your receipt, because if we have 2,000 cars on a Saturday, there's still going to be a handful if it's 99.9% accurate.
Is the feedback good on that from the residents?
It was a slow uptake just because it's initially so different than the sticker program. It's going pretty smooth right now.
Great.
In terms of recent work that we've done here, we just recently completed our commercial recycling area. So now those larger trucks that you see come in dumping trash, they're able to dump recycling here as well. We're getting ready to rent a trommel screen, trommel up some compost, so we'll have a big pile out there for the residents to take.
What are the types of things that you see on a regular basis that you want to make people aware of? Like, I know there's a composting program for residents, and there are certain rules around that.
Yeah, so right now we're getting a lot of recyclable plastic bags in the compost, not necessarily something we want. We want compostable plastic or paper, or dumped out into the compost barrel.
Yes, and what about things like polystyrene?
Yep.
Is that getting mixed in with recycling?
That'll occasionally end up in the recycling. It is our preference that ends up in the trash. Contamination rate that the company tracks if there's too much trash in the recycling.
So alkaline batteries go on the belt.
Yep.
Polystyrene on the belt.
Yep.
What types of things do not go on the belt that are like common household?
Yeah, so
batteries?
any batteries that's not a regular alkaline battery, your lead acid, your lithiums, your nickel cobalts, all go in the universal waste container. Compact fluorescent bulbs, any old mercury switches. We have some Red Cross bins when you first drive in on the right. Your textiles, your usable and unusable textiles go in those bins, and they'll sort it out later.
Okay.
For mattresses and box springs, you pay at the scale house, and it goes in one of the white containers across from the scale house. That's sent off to a company called Tough Stuff Recycling. They're out of Fitchburg, and they break down the mattresses for foam, metal, wood, and fabric.
What about the swap shop? What can you tell us about that? Is that open?
Yep, so that's open every day. The transfer station's open except Wednesdays. We try to get some volunteers in to clean on Wednesdays, and it closes half an hour before the transfer station does.
Okay. Great, that's good to know. And then the seasonality for that is like April something or other?
Yeah, so we just don't want any ice or snow over there. So, it's kind of weather dependent closing in December, weather dependent opening in April.
Great.
So this is the footprint of the building that
This whole thing was an incinerator? I mean, the incinerator building, so.
Yeah, so that tapered wall over there, that was the trash pit. And the crane would go in there, grab the trash out of it, and the burners were on this side. And there was 2 burners.
So what types of things would get burned?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
And when did we stop doing that?
Late 70s.
Okay. When EPA enacted some type of air quality regulations,
Yep.
and that was just not something that people were doing anymore.
I believe it also had to do with cogeneration. This was a mass burn, so it didn't produce electricity as well.
Okay.
That, if you wanted to get a renewed permit for your incinerator, you had to produce
something else. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So these trucks obviously are Winchester trucks. It goes up the belt and then it drops down into a pit. It gets compacted into the trailer.
Yep.
And then it goes to North Andover?
Wind Waste is the name of the company.
Wind Waste, okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much for talking with us today. It's been really great to meet you in person again, and really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The transfer station is located at 15 McKay Avenue. Permits can be purchased on the town website. You can also find answers to many common questions here, including how to participate in the new hazardous waste program, which offers 8 free events per year. Thank you for joining us today.